Nothing's gonna be sweet as sugar cane all the time. Okay? If it were, life would be like cavities. Just growing your business through relationships, though, like literally through relationships, because we all want great experiences out of life. We all want the top of the top, the best of the best, the cream of the crop, as my mentor would say. But what are we doing? Who is the person that we are becoming to allow these experiences?
I knew somebody else that could directly impact from working with that person that I met, and so I was able to make that connection.
It's really a documentary series and talking to y'all about networking, because it's important to network. But first thing you gotta do is network with yourself, and that's in the morning, waking up in those wee crack of dawning hours. And how can you speak and communicate to yourself the best to allow you to go throughout the duration of your day? So today is Juneteenth. Oh no, today is June 13th. Juneteenth is next week, but today is June 13th, our brother's birthday, and it says a reminder to remember. Hopefully y'all can hear me, but y'all see the nice scenery, right? A reminder to remember. This is what the Lord Almighty said: administer true justice, show mercy and compassion to one another. Do not oppress the widow or the fatherless, the foreigner or the poor. Do not plot evil against each other. In times when people couldn't rely on writing a list or setting a reminder on their phone, they would sometimes tie strings around their index finger to remind them that something should be remembered. The string was a symbol to remember. The scripture is full of reminders that we should show mercy and compassion to those who are really in need. Mercy and compassion to those who are really in need. God had to continue to remind his people to take care of the widow, the fatherless, the foreigner, and the poor. You might have a lot to get done today, and you will have ways to remind yourself to do them. Will you find a symbol to remind yourself of the less fortunate? If you are feeling like you need a little help today, why don't you ask God to remind someone of your need? Dear Lord, thank you for reminding me today that there are people in this world that are less fortunate than I am. Show me ways that I can show compassion to these three people. I need your mercy and compassion so that I can be ready to love others as you love me. Wow. So tying this into networking, really just understanding that we have to remind ourselves to get through the daily day, but we also have to remind ourselves what we do for, right? What's our why? What's our greater purpose? What's our impact that we're making? So here are 3 ways that networking is lit and needs to happen. As y'all can see, the hair tied up. Listen, my partner just got here, waiting on my other partner to get here. Been having an alarm every 30 minutes to make sure they got here safely, because weather really wanted to play. 3 reasons why networking is super important, right? Number 1, I'm gonna use the whole trip for example. Number 1, we flew out, right? I flew out a day earlier than the rest of the team, because when I travel, I do not like to travel and work same day. Respectfully, how many of y'all can relate? Yeah, I need a second. Give me a second. Respectfully, that's the give me a second day. So when I got here, I was picked up by my people that I met through networking in my industry of being a YouTube specialist, a YouTube manager, right? A YouTube production company. For those who don't know, that's exactly what our full-time is, right? So when we met them, they picked us up from the airport. We were able to go back to their place, drop our bags off, and go out to eat, right? Go out to a nice establishment, right? So I say all of that to say is networking and meeting new people allows you to be in different spaces, but know people in those different spaces, right? And get a better experience. You fly somewhere, let's say you go to Thailand, you meet somebody from Thailand. Now you have somebody to show you the ropes. You have somebody out there with you. You have somebody that you can trust. Let's say you fly to California. Now you got people in California. You got business people in California. You got people who you do business with, but they are your personal people. It's all about making connections, so that way when you travel, I don't know if you have to see the tag. It says, the world is like a book, and those who don't travel only read 1 page. Imagine this is a book, which it is, of scriptures for the full year. Don't mind it being pink. But you only read 1 page. Like, make it make sense, right? So knowing people, so that when you travel, you get to experience it in a bigger picture, in a more authentic way, as opposed to just booking somewhere, going, staying in a resort, in a hotel all day, and never really experiencing new life, new culture, new experiences. So number 2, And let me know if these are helpful, because we saw the last video go up as we get back into our realm of business, relationships, and really just alignment when it comes to power relationships, power couples in business and in this generation. Because moving niches in YouTube is like war. So thank you for being my fighting soldiers in your war. Right? But number two, so networking also opens up big doors, greater opportunities. When I say that, for us, we specifically joined a mentorship, right? That God aligned in our pathway. When we say God aligned, the person was literally dropped in my house, talking about something that I had no clue about, right? Joined that mentorship because it was aligned with what I needed to do with real estate, mindset, and all of the sorts. And of course, it was from New York. And anybody from New York, typically 9.2 out of 10 sanctioned. Oh, dang. Drop in and say where y'all from, because I need to know who I'm speaking to, so I got, I can relate certain terms, certain certain terminology, because we'll talk about that another. Matter of fact, let us know if y'all want to see the video about terminology in different states, because I'll say one thing from New York and people be like, what? I don't know what that means. Different language? I think not. But yes, number two, why it's important to network opens opportunities. So we joined a mentorship, and another mentor was actually brought into the mentorship just to explain what they do, how they do it, and why they do it, and what they love, right? And so basically, when we were introduced to that mentorship, of course we pay to play. You have to pay in order to play. Like, you have to really invest in yourself and know that it's going to work out, because you're putting the energy, or you're finding the people to set up a team to work it out. Nobody's going to hand shit to you. Nothing's going to be sweet as sugar cane all the time. Okay? If it were, life would be like cavities. Actually, I don't even fucking know if that's true. Anyway, I go all in all to say is that when we joined that mentorship, we were actually offered an opportunity to coach YouTube in that mentorship. And like I said, if y'all don't know, we do have a few other channels, right? But those are business channels solely, no face, right? This channel is our face, our personal channel, somewhere where we can connect, advise, and really just create better experiences for those that want to be along the journey, in addition to documenting for our legacies to build. So if y'all in this with me, let me know. Make sure I find my YouTube family, my content creator family, because we need to work together forever, smarter, not harder. Even though we hard. But yeah, essentially, we got offered a position to work in their mentorship. So now, because of that alignment and network with the actual mentor, let them know what we do. They saw a fit, they saw a need, we saw a fit, we saw a need, and how could we help? How did they need help? And now we are working together, right? So that's just a brand new door that not only brought in extra income, but it brought me in front of someone else's audience, right? OPA, other people's audience, right? Remember that. And that's how you really leverage. You leverage your time better, you leverage your communication better, and you leverage your commitment to what you're doing. How many of us been like, oh, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do this. And then 2 weeks later, and yeah, shit's still the same, or it's worse. Right. Because we might not necessarily have the people around that are looking up to us, or that are pushing us, or that really show that they need us, right? Because this world needs you. You wouldn't be here if we didn't. That's how it works. I ask God every morning. Don't mind, it's pink, I know. So yes, essentially the second reason networking is to open doors, open opportunities, right? We are building society. We have to network in order to get exposed to bigger opportunities in an accelerated rate. If you want to be ordinary, take your time, do the 9 to 5, whatever the case may be, that's cool too. Like, do you. But I'm just the type of person I gotta put extra in front of my ordinary. Right, Jasmine? Yep. That's my partner being. What's one reason? What's the last reason we should tell them why networking is important? I could give y'all like 20 other reasons, but what's the last reason why networking is important?
Allows you to expand your reach, right? Because now more people know what you do, and now your name can be in other rooms that they wouldn't have been in before if you wouldn't have met those people. So that's one.
It don't look like you was traveling 80 hours to get here.
It's traveling maybe 80 hours to get here. I had one. Gives you an opportunity to plant seeds too, as well. And those seeds, right? I want you to understand they may not always be direct for you. It could be for somebody else that's in your circle. It could impact somebody else that's around you. So I've had that happen where I've met people and we may not be a fit to work together, maybe now, right? But I knew somebody else that could directly impact from working with the person that I met. And so I was able to make that connection.
Period. So as y'all can see, and we together because we networked, we got into the same mentorship, but it wasn't the mentorship that fully was like, hey, y'all two be together, right? You had to speak to the person. You had to speak to who you need to connect to, see how it fits, see how you can each one reach one, teach one, literally. And then we found out our names are Jasmine and Jasmine.
The best name on the planet.
The best name on the planet with the same last name initial. Like, huh?
What?
Who did that? God did. But yes, y'all, so we just wanted to come on here and chop it up with y'all and let y'all know exactly why network is important. We are on a trip right now. Literally how we said we met somebody when we first got here, networking, right? That put us together. And then being in a mentorship where we can teach, we're actually out here for that reason. And then the reasons that Jasmine also listed is the reasons we're here together now, right? Because you could take a trip by yourself, but the impact will always be greater with somebody else that is aligned in your space or aligned to help you grow and accelerate at a faster rate, right? So please take these tips. We're going to let y'all know continuously, let y'all know about the journey of alignment when it comes to business, like just growing your business through relationships though, like literally through relationships, because we all want great experiences out of life. We all want the top of the top, the best of the best, the cream of the crop, as my mentor would say. But what are we doing? Who is the person that we are becoming to allow these experiences? These type of experiences don't just come from you waking up and hoping for the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what happens. I mean, you do want to hope for the best, but still, right? Like, these type of experiences come with another how, another who, another where. You know what I'm saying? We on the 28th floor, big vibe, higher than the first rooftop at IHG. This is like one of my favorite hotel brands. I'll tell y'all why in the future. But those who don't know, I've actually been in the hospitality industry like all my life, if you haven't picked up already. So let me know if y'all want videos about hospitality, please, because I could go in. Like, I know I'm from New York. I know I'm a big empress, big Bayesian goddess. But like, there's always a way to be hospitable to people. And just as we read in the scripture this morning, like, yes, there's always going to be things to think about and remind you of what you have to do for you, but what is reminding you of the less fortunate? What is reminding you of those that are in need? Because there's always somebody that is less fortunate than you or in need and can really benefit from who you are and what you do. So I hope there wasn't a lot of crust in my eyes, because we've been shit. This one, but I'm like, we gotta make the video, we gotta turn up for y'all. Like, expect a video every month, just because we have multiple channels now and multiple clients channels that we manage. Shout out to God, because he did that. But essentially, you will be getting a video every single month here, shorts every single day. Make sure y'all check out the shorts, because it's a short clip of greatness, okay? And y'all great, so y'all need to tap into greatness, okay? And yeah, essentially, thank y'all for rocking and loving with me. Tell them, see you later, Dad, man. Oh, look at that booty. Period. All right, y'all. So we'll see y'all in the next episode. If y'all haven't already, before we get into the networking, before we get into the relationships, before we get into the do's and the don'ts and the hospitality, you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself, or be in the active momentum and flourishing of wanting to know and better yourself. So please take a look at this video right here. It's gonna play right after this one too, because this is the route we are when it comes to the golden impact, which is always you. I love y'all.